The Cross River State government has expressed deep regrets and sadness over the tragic death of some persons in an explosion from a fuel-laden tanker at New Netim Junction at the outskirts of Calabar. After paying a visit to survivors of the tragic incident, who mostly suffered third-degree burns at the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital, the State Commissioner for Health assured them of government's assistance in footing their medical bills. The commissioner, who came along with medical supplies to the hospital to help in treating the victims, warned the general public of the dangers of scooping fuel from fallen trucks. 18 victims were said to have been brought to the hospital on Friday night. 15 of them were adults, while 3 were children. 2 out of the 18 victims died on Friday night, while 16 survivors are said to be currently in a fairly stable condition at the hospital.
I also want to commiserate with the families of those that lost their lives, and we pray that even those that are surviving now, that none of them should lose their lives. Because you know the problem with burns, many times the critical stage is the first week. Those first 7 days, very, very critical. Once they can survive that, then they survive. And we'll do everything possible as a state to make sure that we do not lose these ones. And we get it out there to sensitize the public that please, the act of scooping fuel following the fall of a fuel tanker should be stopped.
The Ogun State Police Command has intercepted 34,000 live cartridges of ammunition neatly concealed in a bus along Imeko Afon, local government area of Ogun State. The State Commissioner of Police, Ahmed Ilyasu, said that the feat was made possible through intelligence gathering during routine stop and search conducted by his men. He adds that 3 suspects have been arrested in connection with the ammunition, promising that the suspects will be made to face the consequences of their action. More news now. Let's move on to our sports desk, where Kayode Alayode is standing by to take us through. Kayode.
Thank you very much, Gimba. Welcome to Sports News. Nigeria's CAF Confederation representatives, Rangers of Enugu, are in confident mood as they prepare to face Bantu FC of Lesotho in the playoff first leg. The Flying Antelopes travelled with 18 players for the all-important clash. Coach Benga Ogumbote and his boys are eager to cross this final hurdle and advance to the money-spinning group stage. The return leg will be played at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium in Enugu next week. Meanwhile, the League Management Company has unveiled plans to sanitize officiating in the Nigeria Professional Football League. The LMC has recommended a 5-year ban on any referee found culpable during the upcoming 2018-2019 season. This comes after the league body and the clubs in the NPFL held a meeting to herald the new season, which begins on Sunday. A total of 15 referees were suspended from the elite division last season for poor performance and unprofessional conduct. And in the English Premier League, West Ham's Declan Rice scored the only goal as the Hammers defeated Arsenal 1-0 in a London derby at the Olympic Stadium. Elsewhere, Mo Salah's 50th minute goal secured maximum points for Liverpool against Brighton at the American Express Community Stadium. In other matches, Burnley beat Fulham 2-1 at Turf Moor, while Cardiff City and Huddersfield settled for a goalless draw. Watford and Southampton also secured precious away wins, and Chelsea beat Newcastle 2-1. And that's all on Sports News tonight. Back to you, Gimba.
2 firefighters, including a Spanish woman, have been killed, and over 37 people, including in a gas explosion at the bakery in the city centre in Paris. Cars were wrecked and buildings damaged, with windows in apartments and doors blown off their hinges. Police say that they suspect a gas leak might have caused the unfortunate incident. Residents have been asked to stay away from the area to allow emergency services gain access. Meanwhile, French authorities are on high alert in Paris and other French cities as yellow vest demonstrators take to the streets again for a new round of anti-government protests while riot police block off large parts of the city centre. Saudi Arabia teenager Rahaf Mohammed Al-Qunun who fled her family, has arrived in Toronto after being granted asylum. Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister introduced Rahaf as a very brave new Canadian, but said that she was tried from her ordeal and long journey and would not be making any public statements just yet. The 18-year-old had been trying to reach Australia via Bangkok, but was told to return to Kuwait, where her family were waiting. She refused to fly back and barricaded herself into her airport hotel room, attracting international attention. The United Nations Refugee Agency, the UNHCR, says that it considers her a legitimate refugee and welcomes Canada's decision to grant her asylum. And the main news again, the Code of Conduct Bureau today filed 6-count criminal charges against the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onnoghen, at the Code of Conduct Tribunal. The CCB also accused the CJN of failing to declare his assets. Also today, PDP presidential candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and the party's national chairman, Uche Secondus, condemned planned arraignments of Justice Onnoghen. They also accused the ruling party, the APC, of attempts to arm twist the judiciary. And that's how it's been on the news at 10 tonight. I want to thank you so much indeed for watching. On behalf of all of us here, have a splendid night and good night.